Live from Detroit, it's Coffee and Chocolate.
All right, there we go. That's awesome. Welcome, everyone, to Coffee and Chocolate Games. Today is just coffee tonight, and I am going to be playing Vampire the Masquerade. If you're not familiar with it, Vampire the Masquerade is an IP from the World of Darkness, and it has a universe in which vampires are real. They're not your they're not your father's vampires. They're not your mother's vampires. They're not your Harlequin romance vampires. They are not even the vampires that your gay roommate in college watched or read about in Vampire Lestat or anything like that. Yeah, you know who you are. No, these vampires have their clans, they have secrets, and they have a set of laws that they have to enforce. And our protagonist, a young vampire named Callie, her sire, the guy who murdered her and turned her into a vampire, has gone missing. And the vampire law enforcement is coming after her, saying that, they've been breaking the laws, and so we're just going to kill you. And now she's already dead, so they're going to really hard kill her this time, I guess. And she doesn't like that, so she's doing what she can to either find her sire and hand him over or escape. And she's aided with an Irish vampire named Patrick. So that's enough. Let's just get playing here. It's been a long day, and I wanna chill. Connecting the dots. Main quest. Here we are. Reynard's exploits have me even more on edge than the carnage that happened at the island. I need to figure out my next move. Even I've heard some of the crazy legends that popped up around the ministry over the years. I don't give a shit if they can actually control the elements, but the second we bailed from that shithole on North Brother Island, a ruthless wind picked up, shoving us right back to our boat. It was like Mother Nature screaming at us to get the hell out, to run, ditch this cursed dump before it sucked us dry. So yeah, we bailed. We zoomed across the East River, and only chilled when that wicked wind finally took a break from breathing down our necks. That's when it dives into the icy Hudson, stirring up wild waves. As we're talking on this pier, the thunderous crash of the water drowns out our voices, all fierce and intense, like it's slurping up our words and stashing them away. Let's recapitulate. First, Jessica Wainwright says Reynard Cassell is now number 1 on the circulatory system's hit list. Patrick isn't the type to make big gestures while he talks. He usually just spins his ring or shoves his hands deep in his pockets. But this time, he's putting on a bit of a show, ticking off imaginary bullet points on his fingers. Yeah, and I'm probably going down with him if I don't stop digging. Not like I've got much of a choice anyway. Correct. And second, Elise Sssnake swears he hasn't talked to Reynard Cassell in months. And the items... Kinda. Usually it's juicy tidbits I found online, but yeah, let's go with items. Right. The items you arranged for Sssnake through Cassell haven't shown up yet. Cassell's also developed a rather intense, almost obsessive interest in the antediluvians. But his reasons and objectives are still a mystery. I just quietly nod along. Reynard Cassell has been MIA for the past few nights, despite having meetings lined up. He goes quiet for a bit, spinning his ring like he's trying to tether his thoughts to something solid.
In all honesty, none of this sounds promising. Not for finding him, and definitely not for his safety.
He stops talking and just stares off into space, fiddling with his ring. What else is new? But there's another piece of intel we've dug up.
And there's that, Zimsy from the Hudson.
Vritra, was it? Sssnake mentioned she's after Raynor. Don't know much about her, just that she's got some kind of show on the Hudson. We should look into her. That ring of his is spinning faster now, and I somehow sense that Patrick's about to piss me off with another load of his bullshit. It hits me. He does that a lot, doesn't he? He spins that ring and then spouts nonsense or flips his stance.
I'm not convinced that's the smartest approach. What solid proof do we actually have that ties her to Cassell, aside from the rumblings of a disgruntled serpent?
There we go. None, but then again, we don't have much of anything solid, so we might as well chase up what leads we do have. Right?
That makes sense.
He keeps spinning that ring, his expression smoothing out like he's trying to straighten his thoughts.
However, I think it might be better to focus our investigation on the circulatory system.
Is this him being pragmatic? Anxious? Or maybe did he just spin the ring and let fate decide? Honestly, that feels way riskier than just chatting with one kindred. I can't believe I'm the one who wants to play it safe. There's no way he lets sheer chance guide his actions. Right? Not Mr. Cool and Collected. It's got to be something about Vritra herself. Is she really that intimidating? Are you scared of her?
Well, Sssnake did imply she single-handedly ousted his entire group from Harlem.
Well, to be fair, he only suggests that she just does what she wants. And he's not a fan because she totally stepped on his toes. He turns away and spins his ring faster as yet another realization dawns on me. From what little I know, it's out of character for Patrick to be scared of someone he hasn't even met. Hold on. Do you know her? Personally?
I've heard of her.
Spin.
Word travels fast, and she's been the talk of the town for some time now. She's quite the enigma.
Spin. Spin.
No one knows where she came from or why she chose New York, only that she invades territories and stands her ground.
Spin, spin, spin.
And that unknown element is what makes her a threat.
Spin, spin, spin. I'm so tempted to rip that fucking ring off his finger and smash it to pieces. I shut my eye and grit my teeth, trying to concentrate. I get why you're freaking out. You're being cautious. But I'm really not in a position to tiptoe around a potential lead. Maybe all the scary stories are just gossip, but she's actually quite reasonable.
Maybe. But this is fact, not gossip. Many kindred sought her out and never returned.
But that's also true for the Camarilla and Anarch turfs, where we've taken risk and gotten some useful intel. I don't get why you're all weird about looking into Vritra, especially since you've never even met her. Or so you claim. He stops spinning his ring and grips it tightly, his knuckles turning a shade paler.
The main difference between her and the Camarilla is that with the Ivory Tower, you can occasionally talk your way out of the deal. Negotiate, like you did a couple of nights ago. With Vritra, stories just has one ending. You disappear.
His explanation almost makes sense, but he won't even look at me as he speaks, just gazes off into nothing, fingers constantly dancing on his stupid ring. And I get that everyone has their quirks. I'm not demented enough to think I don't have any. It's really starting to get on my fucking nerves. You know what? As much as it kills me to say it, you're right. This Ritra chick is way too dicey to just waltz up to. Let's stick to something more solid for now.
Yes, exactly.
He sounds so relieved it almost makes me feel bad for what I'm about to do. But then he starts spinning that goddamn ring again. It's just that...
Ah! This is killing me. I need to do something with my hands before I literally explode.
A look of concern flickers across his face.
Literally explode? Does it have something to do with your clan? No, it's just how I'm wired. Got a coin or something I can toss? Maybe a pebble, a button?
He gives me a puzzled look, but dutifully dips into his pocket and hands me a coin. A quid, if I'm not mistaken.
Thanks. Ah, shit. Looks like the serpents are having a second thoughts about letting us walk.
As he turns to look, confused, I swiftly snag both the coin and his cherished ring from his hand. Before he can turn back, I slip the ring on my finger and step back. Never mind. Probably just my mind playing tricks. Hey, what's up with your ring? Up close, the ring is actually pretty intricate. Even kind of beautiful. It's a dice spinner that mimics a D20 die. I give it a flick. It lands on one. I choose not to take that as an omen. Well, sometimes you want to roll low, right?
My ring, what?
I lift my hand and give my fingers a little wave, flashing the double band. If he were mortal, Patrick would be in the portrait of distress right now, with his pupils shrinking to dots. He reaches out with a trembling hand.
Give it back.
Why the fuss? It's a cool piece and all, but seriously, what's the big deal?
You don't understand. I need it back, please.
I stand my ground with my arms crossed, watching him falter. His body tenses as if to jump, then relaxes abruptly. His hands clench and unclench, and it's clear he's struggling to keep himself composed, on the verge of kneeling. I know he's been putting on a show these past few nights. He's a pro, and I get that. Game recognizes game. But right now, he looks so downright pathetic that I have to really remind myself that we're both just playing our parts here.
Callie, I'm serious. Please. You could turn really ugly, really fast. Just give it back. Give it back. Just give it back!
He seems so... Am I the bad guy here? This can't go on. I need to find out. I will. If you tell me what the fucking problem is, look it from my angle, will you? I feel like I'm about to lose my head here, and you're acting like it's fine to gamble with my existence. You know how messed up that sounds, right?
It's not what you think. Please, just hand it over and...
And then what? You'll just skirt around the issue. That's all you ever fucking do. He stays quiet, teeth clenched, shivering on the ground as if he's going through withdrawal. Who knows, maybe he is. You really don't think much of me, do you? Haven't I shown you I'm reliable enough? Come on, Patrick. Quit the game. Just this once. And trust me. What's going on with you? I might be able to help, you know. I pry his hand away from the decaying plank that he's nearly crushed, slip the ring onto his finger and step back, just in case he decides to take a well-earned swing at me. The reaction is instantaneous. I watch in silence as he curls in on himself, cradling his hand to his chest, his head bowed, shoulders heaving with sharp, near-mortal breaths. It takes a while for him to find his words. I wrestle with my impatience. Just stay cool. Wait. Right when I'm about to blurt out something stupid, he speaks.
I do not leave important decisions to a die roll. You're right. 'Twould be